to a brand new episode of Undisputed Anime 2026. I'm one of your hosts, Zane Reed, aka Zane Taichou Captain, when it comes to anime recommendations. And as always, I'm joined by the man who grew up from being a Pocoyo. He's also my best friend. Happy New Year, Mr. Susu Day. How are you?
Happy New Year. I'm not beating the Pocoyo allegations. Yes. Me and that elephant and that dog and other fantastical characters. What a childhood I had. Happy New Year. How you doing?
Happy New Year. I'm good. I'm not too bad. It's I'm still getting used to saying the word 2026.
I get it entirely. I suppose that like there's like kind of the adjustment curve, especially if you in an actual job work in any sort of like office-based role or anything, where all of a sudden your 2025s are not 2025s.
Yeah, it's interesting as well, because like every other email, it's been like, "How was your winter festivities?" Or "How was your winter break?"
I can't assume that you are a Christmas follower.
Absolutely.
Some of us do not worship the big man in red.
Talking of the big man in red, I finished Sander over the Christmas break. I know.
What a time to do it. What a time to do it.
Yeah. Really
ho,
good.
Ho, ho, and all that.
Really good. Really enjoyed my time with it. This is my thing though. Like at the end of every year, I try and like smash through anything that I was like halfway done with, if you know what I mean. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it's a good time to do it, especially if you get like an extended like winter break.
Yeah. And it's just kind of like nice to kind of try and start the new year with like no anything overhanging, if that makes sense.
What's that like? The editor's gonna put like loads of like sweat marks over me and stuff like that. Ooh.
So yeah, managed to I finished quite a few. So there was that. There was Go Lose a Ranger. The pacing felt really weird with the second part of part 2 of season 2, maybe season.
What I'll say is like I'm well behind on Lose. I'm going to continue to call it Ranger Rejects.
That's fine.
As it was intended. But I did find that like the manga itself is like the pace is really, really great in the first arc, and then in the second arc the pace kind of gets a little, I wouldn't necessarily say like slow, but the pace doesn't feel quite as good as like the first arc, and then in the third arc it kind of jumps up and down a lot. Like there's like loads of highs, but then there's loads of lows, like because you're jumping between like different like characters.
Feel that, yeah. Because I hopefully we're talking about the same part. I tell you what, let's put a pin in it for a second and let me do the intro. Welcome to Undisputed Anime. This is a podcast where we talk about anime, obviously. Reviews. We're already in it. If you like what we do, be sure to subscribe, like the video. If you listen to this on your favorite podcast platform, leave us a star rating. Helps us out in a big bad way. I would do housekeeping, but it's 2026. Don't worry about it. Previous episodes are there.
Fresh cut. Put a line under it. Like just underlined.
You can watch our JJK execution review. It's there. Oddly, again, a little bit of inside baseball. When it first came out, I was kind of a bit worried because it didn't like hit the ground running. And then I think what had happened is when it eventually released in the US, then it started to get a lot more traction. So I think it was like we were probably early out the gates with the review, didn't do well, and then it shot. If you see what I'm coming at.
Yeah, I mean, it always strikes me as odd when something like that gets released here ahead of the US, because usually I've always expected it to be the other way around. Where usually like EU's usually last in line,
right? Yeah,
but it kind of got released in like kind of time zone order, I guess.
Yeah.
Not in actual time base, but like it kind of moved like westward across the world.
Yeah. No, I get where you're coming from. So yeah, really bizarre. But as I said, this is what we do, and we do this every 2 weeks. By the way, if you're new here, welcome. Go Loser Ranger 2025. Weird pacing, as I say, because there was this like Groundhog Day episode in a school.
Yeah.
And that instantly feels weird already because it's to do with time repeating. You're just kind of like, I feel exhausted by this.
Like trying to break the loop.
Yeah.
And every time someone gets close to breaking the loop, it resets again. It's like that. It's like that episode of like Doctor Who where he's trapped in the castle, and there's that monster following him around in the castle.
Yes.
Stuff and like maybe timescale wise, not that many years, because that was a great episode. Personally, like I really enjoyed that episode. Thought it was really well done. Not anime though, so let's not get like sidetracked too much.
Yeah, it's. But I think it's one of those things because it always reminds me of the Fullbringer when the bookend is manipulating memories and stuff.
Yeah,
it's kind of like you feel exhausted trying to track how things are different.
Yeah.
And then with a Groundhog Day style episode, it feels exhausting because it's constantly repeating. You're just kind of like, I want this to progress now.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was that part, and then it goes into Monster Association, I think it's called. And like you said, I was like, oh, this is like, holy shit, this is going places now. Like a group of humans created an organization that sympathized with the fighters and the monsters, and I was like, oh, we are going places. And then it seemed to have just got straight to the end goal with that. And then when D has spoilers for Ranger Reject, Go Loser Ranger, D's doing this really cool part where he's on top of like the castle, the church, whatever you want to call it, and looking down, and all the monsters are fighting the humans and stuff. And I was like, oh my god, this is like his moment where he's like, actually, I fight for the humans or whatever. Jumps down, he does take out a few of the monsters, and then they fall into like this weird playground universe because one of the monsters' powers. And I was like, oh my god, like just when we were getting somewhere and it gets all wacky and stuff.
Yeah, I would not like stretch it myself to say it's like bad at all. I just think that like often you get this in so many stories. It's like it's really hard to get the pacing consistent with the story you're trying to tell. And so for some people the pacing might be perfect, but for others it's kind of like, okay, well I would have actually preferred a high here and a low here.
Yeah, and it I don't know. I guess like in my mind, maybe I was like over exaggerating it to a point where I was like, oh my gosh, this is like hitting a new level of like monster association integrating into human society. Like, what does this mean? And then it goes into like wacky fun land where everyone's fighting for their survival sort of thing. And I'm like, you just kind of blue-balled me.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? This is actually a good parallel. It's more manga, but it's anime adjacent. Because obviously, with the announcement that World Trigger was getting a new anime, like from start stuff, I was like, okay, I kind of like dropped off the manga because I just got busy doing other stuff. I'll reread it. I'll start from the beginning. I'll get up to date, just see where we're at. And again, it's one of those things where it's like the pacing in like World Trigger is very, very up and down, in that like one moment it's like up here, and then next minute it's like 20 to 40 chapters all down here.
Right.
And stuff. Okay. And it's like, it's not bad writing, but it is like when you've seen how good it can be at its highest, going into a prolonged low feels bad, because like if you've, I mean, I guess spoilers if you've not like read the manga or anything like that, but it's like, there's a lot of like monsters versus humans fights, the neighbors, I guess, fights in the early, and then it goes into like it goes into like a kind of a early My Hero Academia style kind of like thing where it's like it's focused on the cadets and them trying to rank up, and they're going through like tests,
School life.
Yeah, not so much school life, but they're like going through like ranking competitions. It's kind of like a mini tournament arc. Is like ranking competitions, but it's like it's agents versus agents at that point. And then in the latest chapters, it's like we're in this like they're doing this like kind of like simulation of what it will be like to be traveling into the neighbor's world, where they're going to be like on a ship for a prolonged amount of time. And it's basically gone from being battles against the neighbors to simulated battles against one another to get points to get on the expedition to go to this other world. And now they're doing this simulation where they're in an enclosed space where they're basically having to act like they would be like, you know how like NASA is like testing like long distance space flight by putting people in like a pod for like a year to see how they react. It's kind of like that. But while they're in that, they're also doing these digital like video game like kind of simulations fighting each other again. So it's kind of like Inception. It's kind of inceptioning the concept over and over again.
And whilst there's a huge pause on fighting the actual alien threat, I guess.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's not bad, but the pacing has just gotten really, really, really slow for so long. And it's like, I was really into the other stuff. And the stuff that I'm seeing right now isn't bad. It's just boring for me in comparison to everything else.
Bizarre. Yeah. Like you said, I think sometimes pacing is probably something that's always overlooked, because sometimes it can be like depending on what the hotness is. Because I remember cousin Matt from the Manga Attack podcast, he was talking about how with Hunter x Hunter coming into it years later, the pacing feels like, oh, cards are obviously the huge thing at this point when it was being publicized. Let's do an arc around collecting cards and video games and stuff. And I guess sometimes it's trying to catch trends and things as well, right?
Yeah. And I completely get that with Hunter x Hunter, because as we all know on the show, I just I couldn't stay on board with Hunter x Hunter. I haven't watched. I watched a bit of the anime, but I did read the manga up to date until it went on the massive long hiatus. But it got onto that point where it's like, I've not seen the main character in 2 years of this manga, and I was kind of invested in what Gon had going on.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of like, it was his story that I was interested in. I wanted to see where he goes. And then he had this massive like peak moment. and then he's gone.
Yeah.
And it's not even like it was a situation where it's like, oh, we need to kill him off for story reasons. He's still about. We don't know what's up though. He used the forbidden technique, you know, and stuff, and we don't know what the outcome of that was. But we started following the assassin kid around with the red eyes. And he's making and he's making an organization to kill his enemies.
Kalakia?
I don't remember. I really don't remember. But it's like I was like, okay, the pacing here is so strange.
Yeah. As someone again who's also very late to it, I started watching it 2021, 2022 maybe. And yeah, I'm with you 100%. The pacing for that is just absolutely wild. So yeah, I haven't even said what the title of this episode is. We're reflecting on 2025, by the way. We're going to just talk about all the great anime that came out in 2025. What was our favorites? What we think might be anime of the year. I've got my Crunchyroll Wrapped, which was, I'm not sure, 100% authentic.
We're going to look at it and be like, Zane, why have you censored out several titles of this list?
As someone who at the beginning of the year as well started journaling the anime they've been watching, this little book looks really weird. I just noticed like it looks a bit like a Bible.
It does.
The way it's got like this gold inscription.
Not even a good Bible. It looks like the kind that when you go to a church and the Bibles are in the pews in front of you.
I was going to say like a hotel. When you go to a hotel
Bible,
yeah, it's in the top drawer. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun to reflect on 2025. What else did I finish? I finished the Fujimoto anthology that was on Amazon Prime, 1726. That was really good. So I finished. There was something else, and I was like, "What have I watched?" Do I go to the app?
Dare you go to the app?
History. So I finished Windbreakers. Not much really to shed light on there. It was pretty cool. Digimon, I wanted to talk to you about because I didn't stick with it week to week because it got very formulaic.
That's kind of the formula for a show like Digimon or Pokemon, though, isn't it? It's kind of...
It kind of is, but I was kind of course, every episode there's a little bit of progress and things. So here's my wider thinking. First of all, I love Gekkomon. At first, I wasn't keen on its design, but over time, it's really grown on me. And
love Gekkomon so much.
It's absolutely the best. And I think Gekkomon is like the most Luffy coded Digimon I've ever seen in my life. Like, it is like, it's Luffy, but the Digimon.
Yeah.
What I was really surprised with, though, is... So I was like, I can't wait for the Digivolve. Gekkomon's first Digivolve, like, that is crucial. Like, the emotional beat leading up to it, like, I need to see it. And I was like, okay, if it doesn't happen in episode 6, it will happen in episode 12. Because 12 is kind of the crescendo point, right? Until we get to episode 24, 20, whatever.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, it happens on episode 12. And annoyingly, they do this whole thing where Gekkomon and I can't even remember the dude's name now, have a fallout. And
of course.
in episode 10 or 11, their fallout is so huge that, and he like demands Gekkomon to fight. Like Gekkomon goes into whole berserker mode. And I was like, oh, we're going in places. Yeah, we're going places. This is interesting. Anyways, they fall out. We've unlearned everything throughout the entire season, of course. And then they come back together right at the end. They're best of friends. They've understood each other and their feelings. Gekkomon Digivolves. And I was like, this is exciting. Like, what does it look like? Is it going to be cool? And I'm slightly disappointed. It's not like what I hope. I
was hoping when I saw the original design for Gekkomon, I was hoping for something a lot more. When for a Digivolution, I was expecting something a lot more like live, like a Greninja, sort of like kind of stature kind of thing. I wasn't expecting what we did get.
Yeah, same. So it's kind of, again, spoilers. It's Armadillo. No, have I made that up? It's basically an armadillo.
Yeah, it's like kind of, he goes from being this very, like, if you were to break it down to like very simple terms, he goes from being like looking like a speed type character to like a defense type character all of a sudden. Like he looks like Groudon from Emerald and Ruby.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I think so.
More spiky, but like he gets like that sort of like form.
Yeah. Really bizarre design, basically. Because again, growing up, Agumon going into Greymon, huge dinosaur, incredible. Then I always talk about Vmon's Digivolve into V-Demon. No, wait.
Demi-Vmon? Is it Demi-Vmon?
Demi. I think you're right. Because there was a little arc that he was trying to force Digivolve for a long time.
But no, it's not Demi-Vmon is the baby form. I'm just going to Google it just now. You keep talking.
There was like this mini arc where Vmon was trying to force Digivolve, and I think it was more because it was rivalry between Patamon had been able to evolve into Angelmon like off whenever needed.
Yeah.
And especially after, time of relying on the egg Digivolve. Armored Digivolve. Memories are coming back to me. So I remember, and then when it finally happened, I was like, oh my God, that looks cool, because it's like a dragon and it's still got the like sword blade for a nose and things. And he's got the white wings, which match with the blue fur. I was like, this is a slick design.
You're thinking Flame Dramon, aren't you?
No. He's got like white wings and the X on his
Vmon.
Mm.
Yes, because Flame Dramon was when they did like the special Digivolution, wasn't it?
Yeah, the armored Digivolve.
Yeah, armored Digivolve. But Vmon, like he looks like just a more like hench Vmon. Like,
were you going to say a Chad Vmon?
No, just more hench. He's kind of like the Knuckles form of Vmon. You know what I mean?
It's a dragon that benches like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just slightly disappointed with Geckomon's evolution.
I think that's over the years what I found is like kind of Digimon. I'd say Digimon, generally speaking, I think appeals to me more than Pokemon does. But
100%.
I think that at least with Pokemon, evolutions are kind of more consistent. Like you'll get like the small form of something, and then as it generally remains the same form throughout, like just in like greater size or enhancements. Whereas Digimon is like, it is the meme about Digivolution in that it's like it starts as a cat and then it's a dragon and then it's like a robot and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like you don't really know what you're gonna get, which is fun. It gives the artist a lot of creativity, but yeah, Geckomon's Digivolution, not for me.
Disappointing biscuits. So yeah, that's kind of like how I haven't gone back to Digimon since. I know there's been like, it's continuing, because I thought it would take a break after episode 12, but I've seen like there's an episode 13 and stuff. So I'll probably get back to it later this season. So yeah. Any anime you want to reflect on from 2025 before
standouts? Obviously, To Be Hero X. Bolt out of the blue. Honestly, I could not have been more pleasantly surprised at how much it exceeded the already high expectations people had for it. I do
Would you
know
say there was high expectations?
I think based on all of the trailers originally, yeah, I would say so, because everyone saw those initial trailers and they're like, this is incredible. And I think that the first 4 or 5 episodes were super high. I think that people maybe became a little bit more disappointed as it went on because we stopped getting any of those animation shifts throughout the episodes. But then they started picking up again as the series went on. But it's like there was a very clear reason for why that was, but by the end, I think. And I think it ended on such a high as well. Like honestly, like other standouts. Anime. I'm forgetting words. The problem that I've got is that I rewatched a lot of anime with my wife. So I'm like, what actually came out? And it's like that didn't come out this year. We had Solar Leveling Arise.
We did.
Great fun. Super enjoyed it. Obviously, I think maybe some of the hype it gets is a lot more than it should get, because I think that it's very simple in kind of its formula. I think it's not like doing anything groundbreaking. It's just like hype as hell, like with our Aura Farming King. Jakuta.
Yeah.
Really, Gachikuta's gone real hard. Couldn't be more happy with the way that's going. Especially, it actually got me to go back and reread it. So I've reread it up to date now, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait for this to be like animated. And then I guess we had part 1 of season 3 of Fire Force, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yeah, the first 12 episodes, maybe.
Yeah, all great. We're leading up to that crescendo. So I'm ready for that new anime remake announcement that's definitely gonna happen.
I felt this first part was probably the weakest in terms of animation, just because it really felt like I know there's been a lot of discussion online about how they are adapting these last 80 chapters, I believe, of the manga, and how they're going to squeeze that into just one season, presumably 20-minute episodes, 24 episodes. I think there's going to be one of them or two of them is going to be longer than 20 minutes. I would have thought. I can't see it. That's my own speculation.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, the first part I felt was kind of dragging its heels a little bit. Again, maybe that's because I know what's coming and I'm like, just get to the part. Just get to the fights. I need it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Again, I suppose that's then another instance of an anime having such high highs that when it's not, that it's like once you've set the bar as high as you have, a lot of what you do, even if it's still good, doesn't feel as good as what you've just seen.
Yeah, and the fact that it's got like all the other seasons, I would say, are flawless. Like, I love all the previous seasons, but the fight between Burns and I'm having a senior moment. What's his name? Not Rin, because that's Blue Exorcist.
Shinra?
Shin. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I was like, oh, this could have been, I would expect more quality from this studio. C'est la vie.
C'est la vie indeed. C'est la vie indeed.
I guess an interesting topic is we've mentioned some of the big hitters there. To Be Hero X, Gachiakuta, Solo Level in Season 2, Fire Force. Do you think, if you had to shortlist, who do you think is going to be on that nomination for Anime of the Year?
To Be Hero X.
My Hero?
My Hero Academia, like final season. I would also, I can't not see Solo Leveling Arise ending up on that list just based on the sheer hype for it, because obviously I know that there was probably a lot of discourse about it in the previous year's awards. But it really kind of came in there and cleaned up in a lot of places where I think that people were like, it should not be clearing up. It should not be getting these awards. You know what I mean? So I do think that being that Arise was a much better season than season 1, it's going to be there as well.
Yeah, I think it's instantly going to be back. Moonrise?
Oh, I would love Moonrise to be on there, but I think that it's a bit more niche as a pick. I know it was very hit and miss with the people I talked to about it. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really great anime with a great story, but I can understand why some people might have fallen off it.
Yeah, same. I just saw Gachiakuta. I'd actually like it if Gachiakuta won, to be fair.
I would love a Gachiakuta to win, especially with all the work, all the continued work that the author is putting in so many different areas. So, and Gachiakuta kind of brings something brings a very unique style and it's been like kind of animated so well.
Beautifully. If I was a betting man, I think 2P Hero X is where I'd probably place my money. But you just mentioning Unique, the Dan season 2.
Yeah, Dan.
Animated. I would have thought that made the shortlist.
That'll probably make the shortlist as well. I'm very interested to see what will show up now. I hadn't really given it much thought before now. I guess we'll see. Should we lock it in? Should we lock it in?
Yeah.
We look in and see how right or wrong we were when the time comes.
I'm also wondering as well, like, what about movies? Because Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, although it wasn't necessarily an anime series, is there a chance it'll be in the Crunchyroll Awards?
I think it'll be in the Crunchyroll Awards, but it will be in the movie section. Because Crunchyroll Awards does have a movie section. I think that Chainsaw Man and Demon Slayer will be fighting for that position.
Do you think those JJK cuts will be in there as well? Like execution arc, inventory arc, movie versions?
I think probably not. And if they are there, I don't think they'll win. I think that with the Chainsaw Man Reze arc and the Infinity Castle Part 1, those are very specifically movies. Whereas Execution is more like, this is a kind of catch-up summary start of new season, which is currently airing. So I feel like if Jujutsu Kaisen season 3 wins any awards, it'll be winning them for the season, not for the actual like kind of like movie. Is as hype as that movie was, because I really did enjoy seeing it in the cinema. It was so good. That initial 20 to 30 minutes, which is just like all the best bits of the Shibuya arc overlaid with like music, like getting to see the entire season in like the span of like 20 to 30 minutes to like an AMV was great.
And it was incredible quality as well, right? Like 4K, 60 frames. I don't think there was any dimming or ghosting as well from memory. So yeah, it was a wonderful experience.
There was as many frames in a single frame of Gojo heavy breathing than there were in the entire of season 3 of One Punch Man. That whole scene just had more frames than the entirety of that season.
Of One Frame Man. Yeah. That's again kind of off topic and something I've been thinking about. It's been really odd in terms of One Punch Man has had a decline in quality. But overall, then but on the flip side, we've seen 2 anime that have gradually gotten better quality. So Sakamoto Days had like so much better quality than it did when its season 1 part 1 first came out with, and the same with Record of Ragnarok. Although it took it like 3 seasons to get there, the new season is actually watchable.
Which I'm so happy for you because I know how much you want its Record of Ragnarok to work.
I really want it to be like, I just want impact frames now. That's the only thing it's missing. But yeah, I love the concept. It's like the Chad version of Fate Stay Night.
Chad version of Fate Stay Night. Incredible. Is it like someone like crammed Fate Stay Night and like Bachi together?
It is, yeah.
I've
seen how the love child.
Those people have more muscles than any anatomically correct human should have.
And it's all by design as well, because I think it would make early JoJo jealous, the amount of muscles that are in Baki. But yeah, Oh my gosh, we're getting a new JoJo this year.
Steel Ball Run.
Steel Ball Run is back. I know we said this last episode, but I've needed a new JoJo in my life for the longest time.
Ready for the memes?
Can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, really hype. I think this is the most ridiculous thing to be excited for. I'm kind of just waiting to hear the hype overarching JoJo theme for this particular season plays over a climactic part of a fight.
Yeah.
It's always so hype when you get that season's like kind of main character's main theme play over a fight.
Yeah.
So obviously, like I'd honestly say like Golden Wind is the most iconic one. It was the most over memed one.
Golden Wind, man.
But I do love like I hear Jolene's every now and then. I've got a whole playlist on Spotify which is just the main JoJo's theme from each season.
Okay, yeah.
It's a composition that's been put together by someone else, so it's not the official one and stuff like that. I'll send it to you because it's just like if you want to get hyped for something, just put this playlist on. It's got like 5 or 6 tracks on it, and it's just every single like track.
I guess this is going to be like the first one as well where there's no, I say no Dio, but you know what I mean, no vampiric Dio shenanigans.
Yeah, because this is the new timeline, isn't it? This is the timeline after Stone Ocean. So it's all been reset now. So the Joestars as we know them do not exist in this world. It's new Joestars. So
yeah, that's going to be
exciting.
I'm excited. Yeah, a new Caesar, a new Dio, a new Joestar. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Looking forward to it. Fun. Okay, I didn't realize how hype I was until we started talking about it, and they were like, yeah, let's go.
I saw a meme this week where someone was talking about Stan users, and I was like, Stan user? Is that a Stan user?
How could you even know?
They're just standing there like in the most like zesty pose ever, and it's like, is that a Stan user? And it's like
way too much cleavage for a man to be showing at a Tesco.
With bright purple hair or something.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I can't wait. Undisputed Anime has a dream of becoming the #1 podcast in the world when it comes to anime. But we need your help. That's why this episode is brought to you by you. We need you to like, subscribe, leave a comment, things that you love about the podcast, which you hate about the podcast, things you'd love us to review, watch, review, talk about, all those wonderful things. We want your support. To do that, we want you to be part of the podcast. So be sure to leave a comment, read them out on the show, subscribe to the channel on YouTube. All the relevant links will be in the description. And if you listen to this on your favorite podcast platform, again, feel free to leave a star rating and a comment on what you'd like to see from the podcast. It truly means the world to us that you have supported us this far. We're looking to pierce the heavens and make sure our drill is the one to do it. So be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down and below. Even an emoji, we'll read those too. Should we go through my wrap?
Yeah, let's get through your wraps. Let's do it.
So for audio listeners, on my Crunchyroll Wrapped, it says your power grew watching 116 hours of anime. Interesting. Never seen hours before. I've never measured by hours, I guess. Let's see if this will change. There we go. Equaling episodes watched 339, titles explored 68, and genres mastered 9.
Wild.
I think if you're a long time listener, you may know where the genres may be, but I'm pretty sure this goes into a little bit more detail. Anything else that surprises you about those numbers, by the way?
I don't actually think so. I think that we often, in real life, we often meme about Zane's inability to finish video games.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will give you is that you are the most consistently watching anime series. Like you really like lock in and you watch a lot of anime pretty consistently, and like you will lock in on really unpopular anime as well.
Yeah.
Just to see if it is a gem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree.
I'm not surprised by this at all.
Also, something that dawned on me is that, of course, this is one platform. Like I watch on Disney Plus to see, for example, Go Loser Ranger, Bleach. Yeah. So there's going to be. This is just one platform, and I'm really hoping, like going forward, sites like Anime List. Matt from Manga Tax said, "My Anime List now do a Wrapped." So yeah, I think that will be interesting going forward. Hopefully, more will do it.
I'm gonna lock in on Mal this year and actually record what I am, like actually keep a track of what I'm watching, because I think it would make for a much more interesting start of the year. I haven't actually looked at my Crunchyroll Wrapped personally, but it's going to be nowhere near these numbers. And the stuff that is going to show up on there is not going to be current stuff. You're going to see a lot of rewatches of stuff because, as I said in the episode, me and Kira rewatched. Well, she watched for the first time some stuff. I rewatched it as a result of watching it with her, and so
nice. Dive in. Ooh, zoomed in a little bit there. Let's go to the next tabs.
You adjusted to that new mouse.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, okay. So, top series for 2025. Number 3 was To Be Hero X, which surprised me. I thought it would be number 1 because I was showing up every week for it.
You were on it.
Yeah. But saying that, I think I may have fallen behind at some points, maybe an episode or 2 behind. And I think that's what bumped it down to 3.
That's what happened to me, to be fair.
I think once we got to is it Leanne Blue? You know, the girl who has like the good luck powers and sings?
Yeah.
Cyan Blue,
yeah.
I think I ducked a little bit there. But then when it came back to the Queen episode, I was like, yeah, I'm all in.
Locked in.
Number 2 was Dr. Stone. No surprise, I absolutely love Dr. Stone. And again, every time each part showed up, I was like, oh, yes. I think I'm going to cry. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the final part for this one as well.
Fantastic.
Even though it's not like insanely animated either, that I would say like quality wise, it's not like To Be Hero X by any means, but I think again, good story, good pacing.
I think Dr. Stone really shines in its background, its scene design. Like the backgrounds for Dr. Stone are always really well done.
And the technology and stuff, like the way that's drawn and food, I think is always like really impressive. So yeah. Now,
you watched Assassination Classroom in the year of our Lord 2025.
So here's where I have a gripe. So it says my top series for 2025 was Assassination Classroom. I make an effort at the beginning of most years to go back and watch something I've never watched before. So that's how I watched Hunter x Hunter 2-3 years ago. I watched Seven Samurai, I want to say 1 year. Long and short, 2025, I was like, I'm going to watch Assassination Classroom because I've never actually dedicated any time to it. I didn't enjoy it. So I think what had happened, and I think again this reflects a little bit more into other stats, I tried to like binge watch it at the beginning of the year.
See.
And I think because I went into that kind of binging of like, I'll watch 2 episodes here, 3 episodes here, the algorithm must think, hey, this guy really likes this show.
You played yourself. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think that's what's happened here. Because for me personally, I think my number one might be Wisteria Sword and Wand. Wand and Sword. Wisteria, either way, I think that is my favorite anime of 2025.
Great anime. Like you if you're new here, I'm not afraid to admit this. If you're new here, when this anime came out, Zane was glazing it so hard. I would you disagree with that? Would you disagree with that?
I was very smitten with it. I'll say that.
And I was unconvinced because historically, Zane has often been like this with anime, and then I've watched it and I've been like, I don't get the hype. Wisteria Wand and Sword. I watched 1 episode and it was that scene from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where he watches the theater performance about his friend's sexuality, and he's like, I get it now. Stuff like that.
Just in tears, isn't he?
Yeah, I was like, I understand now, because I watched that first episode and I was like, I there was some explicit language, and then I had to go into the chat and admit to him he was right the whole time.
What can I say? This is why I'm the captain of recommendations. Like, when I find a gem, I'll let you guys know. But
take him seriously, because he's like 9 times out of 10, he's right.
I don't miss.
Sometimes you miss.
The stats speak for themselves. So yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed about this being my number one. But as I say, that's my speculation on the algorithm. I binged this. I didn't like it. I haven't gone back to it since, but apparently it's my number one. Poo. So those are my big 3, apparently. To Be Hero X, Dr. Stone, and Classroom Assassination. Get that out of your mouth, Crunchyroll. Big 3. My top 3 genres. Number 3 was action. Number 2 was music. And then number 1 was sci-fi.
Were you watching, was it Bocce the Rock? Whoever it is.
I think I watched 1 episode of it, but I was more into Jellyfish, which I don't think is on Crunchyroll. Jellyfish Can't Swim at Night.
No, it's not.
So I'm not sure what could fall under the music category.
I'm just having a look just now just to see anything. I mean, not really. Not really at all. I'm looking through.
I'm going through my history as we speak as well, like on the Crunchyroll app.
It's going to turn out that you fell asleep and something's also played all night.
I even then, because like it turns off. Because the other thing that I was quite surprised about is that I binge watched Shield Hero from like season 3 to 4 because the new season was coming out, and that doesn't come up at all by the looks of it.
I think
not unless does To Be Hero X count as a music? Because there's the whole concert thing in the middle.
Maybe it depends on how the algorithm is putting together these stats. If there's a tag in To Be Hero X that shows it as music because of that, then I think that they need to rethink their algorithm for next year's Wrapped, because I get the feeling there's going to be maybe a lot of people who are not happy with their Crunchyroll Wrapped, because it feels like this is our first attempt at doing it.
I think so. I think so too, because I can't remember previous years that this has happened. So apparently I was unstoppable with a streak of 48 weeks.
I mean, that's almost the entire year. That's a pretty decent streak.
So like you said before, yeah, I'm probably watching anime at any given moment.
Yeah, because you do watch a lot of anime while you're like working from home as well, don't you?
No. I actually watch it just before I go to bed. So I actually watch a lot like in bed, like just to wind down and stuff.
Good way to finish the day.
Yeah. Not unless it's like Dr. Stone, where you're like, I need to watch the next episode. I need to stay up to see where this ends. So yeah, really interesting. My arc, so my spirit companion is a sage puff, apparently. Hours watch 116, episodes watch 339, titles explored 68, genres sci-fi music, longest streak was 48 days, peak day was January 25th, and my favourite show was Why Does No One Remember Me in This World?
What?
Yeah, apparently. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'm pretty sure there's some more here. If I go... yeah, here we go. So that, and then here, you were really into the zone. January 25th, you watched anime for a straight 24 hours. I was obviously off work that day.
Wasn't that when you were sick?
Was I sick then?
I recall you early last year being really sick for a while, and you were watching a lot of anime while you were sick.
Possibly. So that sounds about right. And during your streak, you reached a max level in Why Does No One Remember Me in This World? Do you remember this series?
No, I don't. I had to like look it up just now. It's only it's 12 episodes long, so I'm guessing you watched the entirety of the season in one go, and that's probably why it's showed up here.
So I think what had happened was I remember starting it subbed, and then I think a little while later the dub came out, and I was like, okay, I'll wait for the dub and then binge watch. Maybe I binge watched the whole dub. But this was the like, remember when I said there's an anime that's like the most Nomura coded, like isekai.
I remember you saying that. Now I'm seeing it. I'm seeing some of the screenshots. I'm like, okay, I see it.
I have to, hand on heart, I did like this. I looked for the manga. Apparently there isn't a Western manga release version of this. It's not good though. It's not like something I would say
it's not peak.
Go out of your way. Yeah, it's not peak. It's like if you like Kingdom Hearts or The World Ends With You, this might be your jam, but don't expect good anime quality because it's not it.
I mean, it's got 4 stars on Crunchyroll.
That's crazy.
So it's probably an easy watch.
I think so. And again, if it's dubbed, it'll be an easy watch as well. This one, no surprise, you make up about 8% of Crunchyroll fans and love all things fantasy and isekai.
You do love an isekai.
I do love an isekai. 8%. You make up 8%.
The isekai bubble popped
a while ago.
You're keeping it alive.
Single-handedly by the sounds of it. So yeah, that is my 2025 arc, apparently. Interesting. Interesting stuff.
What do you have to say about this?
I think this year it'll be good to explore some more genres.
Well, there's a lot of good
modernity.
anime coming out.
Mm.
A lot of stuff coming back. So, but you know, I need to. I say this every year. I'm making changes to my. I'm getting better with routine. That's my whole thing this year is routine and being more consistent with things that I like, so that I don't have to keep pushing them aside for other things. So anime is one of those things. Might even just be a situation where I allocate an hour a day to try and get a couple of episodes in.
You can squeeze a lot in an hour, because considering they're like 20-minute episodes.
I mean, the alternative is that I lean more into dub, and on my working from home days, I watch anime in the background as opposed to all of the other stuff I watch, which is usually just documentary style YouTube or D&D content. So,
or you could do what I do, which is watch in bed, which I know is not healthy because it's a lot of blue light or blue screen, like, you know, before you sleep sort of thing.
But that's when I catch up on all my manhwa.
To be fair, that's something I need to pick up a little bit more is my reading habits, because they've been wavering.
If I'm not consistent with anime, I'm consistent with manga and manhwa. I would love to be actually more consistent with actual books. I'd love to just actually read a book.
I think that's pretty much the episode.
It's a good start. Good start to the year.
It's a good start to the year. But we want to know what your 2025 was like. Did you like some of the titles we mentioned, like Wisteria? Hey, be part of the Wisteria Club. We're here for you guys.
The manga is hype as hell.
I'm going to get more this year. I can tell you that for a fact. I've got volume 1, but I need to get I think there's 10 volumes so far. Maybe you really enjoy Gachikuta. Do you think To Be Hero X is overrated, maybe? Let us know in the comments down below. We'd love to know your thoughts. Of course, be sure to support the podcast by liking the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform, be sure to leave us a star rating, because it helps us out in a big bad way. I can't believe we're back. Like, this is also, I wonder how many years this is now. Are we going into year 4, 5 of Undisputed?
I don't remember. It feels like a dream.
Caught in this routine.
Maybe put a pen in this now. Put a pin in it. I said put a pin in this now, and we'll work something out towards the end of 2026. Is maybe what we actually need to do is we actually need to do an Undisputed Wrapped. And what we'll do is we'll get all of our metrics from all of like the different from Mal, Crunchyroll, from wherever, and we'll actually sit and we will put together an actual like Undisputed host like wrapped like for the show. That sounds like it could be an interesting way to end a year.
Ooh, do you think we could get Matt involved as well? He could be like the adjudicator.
Yeah, to be fair, I'd love to get Matt in more episodes. I feel I show up on Mangatak on a pretty regular basis now. I would love for him to come and talk anime with us. Yeah,
no, that's cool. I'll reach out and give him the title of adjudicator.
Excellence.
I was going to say, do you want to do a Haribo bet? Who's going to watch more?
No, because I will lose that bet. I don't make bets where the odds are so stacked against me. So I will not make a Haribo bet. Also, I'm not the right person to make a Haribo bet with because I'm not a massive Haribo fan.
No?
No. You're thinking of the other guy.
I know the other guy does, but like... Interesting. Learn something new every day. by my best friend.
You're gonna have to think of a different way to bribe me. So that said, you do often just show up at my front door wordlessly, hand me a piece of like equipment that you're not using anymore, and then leave. So,
and that might happen sooner than later. Now we're here in the new year. Either way, want to say thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. Susie Day, any other final words of wisdom?
It's the new year. Don't get too hung up on resolution. Don't set yourself unrealistic goals. Do, like myself, drink more water, because apparently you should be drinking more than 0% and actually drinking like 100% more water.
Stay hydrated, people. This is true. One last thing. Start a journal. It is really handy. I made an anime journal. Maybe we'll go into it one day. But anime journals are really helped me this year. And I've also started a gaming journal last year as well, which again really helped me track. And probably the first time I actually finished more games than one in a single year.
You
since I was a
smashed out games.
child.
We'll talk about that on the other show. We
will. But again, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we shall see you in a fortnight.
Bye.
Ta-ta for now.